There's nothing I can do. My best friend died.
Yeah.
You know, bro, my mentor, my best friend died, and this fucking bitch stole everything from her.
So being like, I'm broke, I can't afford to sub, that doesn't really track. What you mean to say is, I'm so irresponsible with my money, I can't support the entertainment that I enjoy.
Oh.
What is going on, everybody? My name's Brandyn, and welcome back to another episode of Real Sensitive Guy Hours. This is episode 15. Let's fucking go. That's insane.
15.
That was the age that I lost my virginity, by the way.
We're almost at 4 months.
Oh, my lord.
4 months every week.
15, the age you lost your virginity. Wasn't that to the movie The Boy in the Striped Pajamas?
Yes, the first time I had sex, we were watching The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
Did you listen to the song? Did you listen to I Just Had Sex?
Right after? Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as I got home.
Oh my God.
That's classic,
you, big
bro.
man.
That's
Proud of
You
you.
have to. Like the first time. Anyway, a little bit of housewarming. We've got, so last week we had like a little bit of audio issues. That was my fault. Again, I'm usually the stickler with audio, but for whatever reason, I think it's my XLR cable. So I just ordered a new XLR cable off of Amazon. I have a screenshot, but I'm not going to show it.
Yeah, it's actually really funny. Right before his audio issues started occurring these past couple episodes, he was giving us this big lecture about our audio issues.
I have no idea what cable you
It's called
Really
Karma,
hilarious.
bitch.
So.
Literally. So I ordered a new one, but because of the Rona, it's gonna take forever to get here. So it's gonna show up like in the beginning of May. If there's any audio issues, bear with us. If it happens again, I'll remind you.
Sound good tonight, honestly.
fine,
We've been in the call since like 7:20 and
No static so
really
far.
good. So
Boys.
I'm happy.
Will, I like your mic placement in this episode.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like it.
It's also
Usually
a
I
very
keep it
special
deep,
episode
though.
too.
Why is that?
It's a hat episode.
It's the hat episode.
Oliver's got his stoner beanie.
I got a beanie on, bro. Beanie Jamaican colors kind of going on vibe.
I went with my
Kind of
old
going on.
colonial. Went with my old colonial one since, I just got done with my capstone, my history capstone last Friday.
That was me in there, by the way.
I was wondering because I
was
know
in the
Brandyn
car
came
playing
in.
it over the radio.
Oh shit! How was it?
Pretty
I
good.
thought it was really good.
You
Yeah.
tell them, boys.
Yeah, you
I
did
can't.
really well.
I thought I did good, but
Yeah, you got a lot of
comes from
praise.
Some girl just was like before him was talking about how we should look into eating people. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
These
medical
history majors are
cannibalism.
fucking weird.
Did you see our buddy from freshman year who went right before Will?
This girl.
What
Our buddy
buddy?
from where we lived freshman year?
What buddy?
Yeah.
Our buddy who wasn't really our buddy, who was just kind of annoyed us, but lived in our building.
Was he bigger?
was right
Did
before
play
Will.
sports?
Oh yes, and he actually did like a really interesting topic.
Do I know this?
Yeah, I
kid?
actually liked it.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
who
you
you're talking
do.
about. Yeah.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about. I think.
Yeah, he did
Yes.
music and music with regard
Storytelling.
to Black culture. It was really fantastic.
I think I know who
It was. It was actually really nice.
Dude, that guy has switched majors so many times. That's his third major, all right? I know that for a fact because he started out as a computer engineering major like me.
He
Then-
hung up.
After like not even the first semester, we were both at Shepherd. We both came the same year. Not even one semester in, he changes to an art major. Now he ends up a history major.
Right.
Everybody has a process.
What do you
man.
guys think of that? People who change their majors like 50 times. We had another friend who changed their major like 50 times too. You guys know who I'm talking about again.
I think changing your major is not necessarily a bad idea, but if you, especially if you do it early enough on, you can catch yourself and still graduate.
But
on
like
time if that's what
changing
you're
it
planning to do.
multiple times, I feel like is a big fucking setback. Like
I
it all
mean,
just
right.
piling up.
Realistically,
Yeah.
all you need is that paper. My sister went in for teaching. She does real estate now. What the fuck does that have to do with teaching? You just need the
Right.
paper.
I mean,
You just
she
need the
probably
paper.
gained some skills from that to be a real estate.
The
agent.
big thing that icks me about that thing is I think I think it was Brandyn that said like it doesn't matter like if you get it early on, like if you catch it early on, like within your first year or like 2 years, like that's understandable because you can bounce back, take a little bit more each semester so that way you can get back to where you were in the old one. But when you see some people like this, because I've been at like the main lunchroom at our school and you hear some people like conversating and saying like, oh, I'm about ready to change my major again. And it's like, okay, which one are you like on? Like, how many changes have you had?
It's a new flavor of the week. It's like a fucking outfit.
And it's also like,
literally,
okay, you're in your second semester of your junior year. Why are you saying this right now?
Exactly. And like, you see people, I saw someone. Okay, I saw someone at the beginning of this semester. They were in my capstone and they didn't show up for the practices. They didn't show up for the final presentation and all that. Turns out that at the beginning of the semester that they had switched majors without anyone knowing.
Yikes.
Didn't tell anybody? That's fucking wild.
Okay. Did not even tell like her history capstone like advisor.
That's just kind of a dick move. Like, it's not
Bro,
really.
It's so bad when you do that. Like, at least tell somebody. But like, the also bad thing about that is you're in your final semester. That's why you're in that capstone presentation.
Shit. Having your like capstone, changing majors your capstone semester, that gives me the most anxiety. Bro,
it's like, what are you thinking? Like, I get it. It can be stressful. Like, no question, it was stressful for me. But like, that it didn't cause me enough stress to make me question like changing my major.
Yeah,
no, I fucking saw that shit all the way through. No matter
what major you're in.
Oh yeah, it's wild. It's wild when people do that shit.
Stressed out I've ever been in my life. I'm not usually a stressed out kind of guy, but I think
I know someone who is currently in my department who they weren't in my capstone this semester, but they have switched their major 5 times since they've been at Shepherd.
That's
and they're
ridiculous. At some point, you just have to sit there and like ask yourself, what do I really, 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 really want to do? Like,
well, it seems like these people have that conversation like every day.
What about,
like I said, go ahead.
What about the people who switch their major all the time? That's just like them finding their way.
Like, I mean, yeah, but they're just like making it harder for themselves, and they're going to stay longer and longer.
They're probably spending more money
demotivated. They're going to feel like they're going to feel more burnt out and want to change their major again because they're in school for longer and longer. It's just a vicious cycle.
And they're probably paying more money also.
It's a waste of money. Like I said, realistically, you just need that piece of paper. Like, obviously, if you're trying to be a doctor, there's an obvious course that goes along with that.
But like, or if for a lot of shit, people just love a piece of paper.
Yep.
Exactly.
I mean, that's true. Even like just having that degree gets you like way above any pay grade anywhere.
And then you can go do
real estate. You see so many people that they're in a certain major, but you have like real world conversations with them or or something like that. And like they could be, I'll use my major as an example. They could be a history major, but you have a real world conversation with them. They are heavy on like psychology, or they're really good with computers or something like that. And you like ask them like, have you ever thought about like being in a different major? And they say, yeah. And then you ask them, well, then why aren't you in that major? And they just say, oh, I just chose that first major that came to mind, stuck with it. And at some point you're already like, okay, I understand that you pick something and you have that end game to see it through to the end. I understand that. But then there's other people that it's like, you do not realize that those people would be better off by switching that major to the one that they're actually good at rather than staying in one where it just seems effortless to them. Like you want a little bit of challenge when you're studying.
Yeah. And it's like, your major also doesn't define your entire skill set. Like,
exactly.
You could be, I mean, I've been told I'm pretty good at writing, but I'm a computer engineering major, so don't do much of that. I guess I write like documents and stuff. But
what about like, would you guys have ever changed the majors that you picked in college?
Yes.
Love my major.
I did twice.
Love my major, love what I'm doing.
I probably would have if I do it again, honestly.
I did it twice.
I was undeclared and
decides on something and does it.
Communications was just like what I wanted to do. I took the survey for graduating and I was like, I wanted to do the radio show. I wanted to learn more about motion graphics. I wanted to do shit for like YouTube related. So it was a kind of a no-brainer for me. I just wanted to make sure like the undeclared thing is nothing to be ashamed about. If anything, if you're unsure, just do that, right?
Yeah, you were undeclared till like junior year, bro.
That's
Yeah,
all that
exactly.
matters. Yeah, you can be undeclared for the first 2 years and just take your gen eds. I know for me, like if I were to do it again, I would have done forensics. I took a forensics class in high school, loved it. Didn't even really think about it when I got to college. I stuck with communications because it's kind of something like I think I'm decent at. Like I have some experience, so I wanted to progress that and do something more towards it. But if I had to do it again, I'd pick forensics.
I would say you should probably go to a different school if you wanted to do forensics, because we have such like no resources.
You can do
bro.
You can do forensics at Shepherd, but you have to do a certain major and a certain minor to qualify for that degree.
It's so my one of my good friends who goes to WVU, his girlfriend was doing forensics, and they set up a fake crime scene and everything, and they had to stay up all night, take pictures, look for evidence, like go through the whole thing. It's really interesting. They created this meticulous crime scene for the students to study, and they wouldn't fucking do that at Shepherd.
I mean, yeah, probably not. I had a big interest. I took one class in high school just to say like, screw it. I needed another class, and I ended up really liking it. But maybe later in life, who knows?
As much as everybody's excited about majors and colleges, I kind of want to move the conversation over to the fucking Tiger King, dude.
I know you've been itching for that one. We finally watched it. Oliver is on like the second to last episode.
I can tell you guys where I'm at if you want.
Tell us where you're at. Hold on. For everybody that has not seen Tiger King and is planning on doing it, there is spoilers. So just keep clicking 30 seconds forward until we're done talking about it. It's probably just click 15 minutes over. Probably.
Or you could just create a timestamp to whenever we're done talking about it.
I'm a lazy cunt, so maybe I'll do that.
Maybe.
Also, so I am at the part where Travis kills himself.
His campaign
manager is like freaking out because this is what he really wanted to do. So he said yes, he hates Joe.
Yes.
Jeff Lowe just brought in like the handyman Alan, and Joe hates him. Also, Joe already married his new person, Dylan, 2 months after Travis died, and he brought his mom there to like sign off on social media, which I thought was so messed up.
Yeah, that was fucked up. It was just like
I have so many points about effed up things in this docuseries.
So first of all, let's talk about Travis. Let's talk. So this kid was like,
do we think that Travis like killed himself, or do we think that Travis did it by accident? Do we think that Travis wanted to way out,
by accident?
Do we think that Travis was literally just being dumb?
Honestly think that he did it by accident because
I don't know, man. I feel like some part of him.
I think he did it by accident because looking at what this kid was like around Joe and all of them, and they talk about it. They talk about how before he came to Joe, he was an honest kid. He was a nice kid and all that stuff. But then before he got to Joe, he had picked up like the cocaine and like the drugs and stuff like that. And then Joe lured him in with why I think it wasn't an accident to those drugs. But you also understand, like, while you're on these drugs, like it messes with your perception of reality and also messes with your perception of how things operate. Like in the video, you hear him, like, I actually looked up the actual like video crime footage rather than having them talk over it. You hear him unload the clip and all that. So the clip is out. Like he said that this gun, I don't know what gun it is, doesn't fire if you take the clip out.
Yeah, it's a Ruger,
which is wrong. That's Rugers do fire with clips without clips in them, because when you put that clip in, it automatically loads that first bullet. So you can put a clip in, take the clip out, and a bullet's already in the chamber.
Yeah.
So he didn't know that. And I understand that because even though all these dudes on this, I'm going to call it a ranch, basically is what it was, and in like a zoo, all of them carried guns and all that. But you look at some of these people and you understand that not every single one of these people have ever been around a gun their whole life, like Joe Exotic or some of these other guys. Travis, he got into this because that's what Joe was egging him on to be. He was
exactly. He was like a prisoner there.
That's
why
everybody was a predator.
Accident.
So you think he killed himself? Like he did it on purpose in front of this other dude?
I don't know if he did in that exact moment.
Yeah, but I think like there may have been a little part
Here's
of it,
what
like,
I
hope
think.
this fires, you know?
I think that he was having the thoughts of committing suicide, but at that particular moment, he didn't want to. It was an accident at that moment, but he had the thoughts of committing suicide eventually. But at that moment where he accidentally unloaded the clip and didn't know that the reader actually holds that one in the chamber and was messing around, I didn't think he understood that.
Why would he think that though? Like it kind of brings up that point. It's like, does any gun do that?
What an insane way to die.
Some guns do. Some guns do. Some guns, when you load them, when you put that clip into its chamber, it automatically loads that first bullet. I don't know why, but some guns do.
So I think that they even showed a clip. I don't know how soon before he died was. It was like a day or two. He was like, "This is my last cigarette before I kill myself," and he was out there like shooting guns and everything, like whatever. But they also said, I think it was like the police officer person or the warden who was like, Travis was super young when he came there. So he was 19. When you're 19, all you want to do is party and have a good time.
He's malleable.
Joe lured him in with that drugs, which he was used to, gave him the supply of drugs, which he was used to. And he just kept feeding off that. And Joe was the only one that could have given those things. So he relied on that. And I just think at that point in time, like, maybe he wasn't super happy with the lifestyle he was living.
Yeah, crazy how like every person who was with Joe was like, I'm actually not gay.
Yo, bro, that part's even messed. Don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, that's really fucked. Bro. Like and it's not just like Joe doing this. It's also Doc. People. Like they are taking these impressionable young people and raising them to be essentially sex slaves.
Acting like it's not a big deal because it's all their own choices. But it's like, no. You took them so young that you've like
they don't have any other way of life.
Well, it's not even that. Look at Doc. He changed these people's names.
Yeah,
he changed
that's classic cult shit. Classic,
bro.
Cult.
The interview
they even said it was a cult, but it's not a cult. But it's like a cult. Like
what?
Yeah,
I was
they like joke about it. They're like, people call this the cult. I guess it is kind of like cult because it's a fucking cult. The fact that you can just joke about that and people haven't. Oh wait, no, it did say that. Okay, I can't say that. That happens at the end. I don't want to spoil it for
when they interviewed the girl that used to work for Doc.
That's what I was about to get to. Yep.
Before it got to that, it was just
BNB for sure. Big Nose Beauty.
BNB. But before they got to her, when they kept going to Doc and you see all these girls, this was before that they had brought up that like he was basically brainwashing them. And then they had that interview with her, the past person that used to work with them. And she even says like, she even goes through the list of the girls that are currently working there and says like, this is her real name, but he gave her this name. Like he gives her these exotic names so that way it can lure people in. And she even mentions the name that he gave her. And it all set into place. It's like, okay, this dude is secretly, I don't want to use the term psychopath, but like he is a mastermind of manipulation.
Yeah. Remember she said it's like, as soon as she got there, the girls who had been there informed her that like the best way to move up to the top is to just sleep with him. Yep. It's like they're already brainwashed, so they can in turn brainwash more people too.
The only one that was fine. The only one that was fine out of all the people that they interviewed was that one random dude that was in like Ohio or Indiana who was just sitting on his porch like holding like a baby bobcat in like the rocking chair. Like they didn't get into him as much. But like he seemed the only one that wasn't like soliciting women, soliciting men, like making a cult at all.
Like kind of a scumbag in general. Like
I bet they all
uses
tell you that
stuff like that.
They tell you that all the people that run these kinds of things are crazy.
The fact that they all accused each other of like just being in it for the money, and they all are just in it for the money, like it's so obvious. It's
100%.
It makes me so mad.
Well, remember the same girl that we're talking about that had passed work for him? She got there. She didn't have a day off. The day off she got was when he was like, "You're getting boob implants." So she was off for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She was just like, "Oh, I'm just glad to have a day off."
She was just like, "Yes," because she wanted a day off. She literally worked 12 days, 12 hours a day.
These people weren't allowed off that property.
Yeah.
Both at Joe's place and at Doc's. Yep. They are not allowed off that property.
Can I pose a question for the group?
Yeah.
Go for it.
In Doc's part of it, they never really interview any of his like male workers. No male workers at all. Are there none?
There's got to be some.
They don't interview any of them.
I think there are some that work there, so that way they can help him like bring some of the
But they don't
animals
interview
out
them.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but the main goal is
don't have a big part. Like he has all his female
Right.
workers living
Okay,
on
but
the
they
property.
do both for Joe's part. That they do female and
Well,
guys.
Joe isn't like brainwashing girls. He's brainwashing like 2 guys.
That's true, I guess. It's
Exactly.
a different brainwash.
I have
Different
the question.
brainwash.
Should I save the question till the end of this conversation, or can I bring up the question?
You can let Brandon talk about it because he hasn't really said much.
Well, no, it's
want.
the whole thing is just super interesting. The fact that these animal people, like, I don't think you could present me with a tiger, and I just would not be into it. Like I'll fucking take a picture with a fucking tiger.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
is that
Like, fun to take
exploitation?
care of.
Like, so
No.
the idea. So we all know that we don't all know this, but from the documentary standpoint, is what these people are doing to these tigers is pretty fucked up.
Yeah,
However, from Carol Baskin's standpoint, she's
God.
saying that interacting and taking cub petting is a bad
Is
thing. Do you
animal
guys think that that's a bad thing? I don't think it
I
is.
do not.
I don't
know
think
about
so.
that.
I don't.
It's like
about
going
that.
to like a Petco or something and petting dogs. Like, is there still animals?
Yeah,
Granted,
here's
they're
what I
different
think is crazy.
But
Her like reasoning for it is like, oh, because they're going to become reliant on humans and like they'll have to spend their whole life in a cage. Like, bitch, you're putting them in cages their whole lives anyway.
She's doing it too.
Thank you. Thank you. Like, that's the thing that like rubs me so wrong. And I'll ask my question after this is that's what rubbed me so wrong about Carol Baskin is like when you first introduced her, she was when they first introduced you to her, she seems like a nice, sweet, caring woman who's just trying to save.
Nah, it
She
turns out
seems like she's trying to do it. But she is the biggest fucking hypocrite in the fucking world. She's talking about saving these fucking tigers, saving these bobcats, saving these lions from these zoos that are just using them for profit, when in fact, when she saves,
she's putting them in cages and having people
She killed
pay
her
to come
husband.
see them.
exactly.
She
She's
definitely
doing the
killed her
exact
husband.
same thing, but using different branding.
Carol Baskin.
Dude,
Okay.
I hate her more than Hillary
messed
Clinton.
up things too, like
I hate
everything
her
with
so
her
much.
husband and like
That's my
everything.
question.
At first,
That's
I
my
liked
question.
Carol, and at the end,
Oh, yeah.
I start to hate
Starting
her.
to get me started on that one.
Yep. No, she killed her
My
husband.
question-
There's no way.
my
she
question
didn't.
is-
There's no way she
What
did
do
it,
you
bro.
My question is, do you think that Carol Baskin did kill her husband? And follow-up question, how do you think she did it? Do you think she just murdered him and then fed him to the tigers? Or do you think she like actually just like straight out just fed him to the tigers? Or just murdered him and buried him on
Do
that plantation?
tigers eat bones? Like, does it?
They said in some turkeys, like if they give them a full turkey, they'll eat everything because their stomach acid will
Exactly.
just- So I don't know
Exactly.
for human
But
bones,
it takes
but
It takes
exactly,
time.
Yeah.
Because think about it just like this. When you feed, like when you have a cat or a dog and stuff like that, most people, I know in our family we do, whenever we have like big meals like that pertain meat, like T-bone
ribs.
steaks or ribs or something like that, we save those bones and just give them to the dogs later on as treats so that way they can
they're
gnaw
small
on them and
enough.
stuff like that. Exactly. So think about it in the same sense as like with tigers or lions and stuff like that. Like you just give it a whole carcass of like something, it will eventually eat every part of that carcass, but it's going to take time, which is
I don't
why
know
it
about
was
the
so
whole, like fed him to tigers part. But
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like, weren't
I
they
definitely-
saying? Wasn't Joe Exotic saying that like she put him like under this burial septic tank or some shit like
yeah,
that?
he's in the septic tank.
Yeah.
That's what he kept saying.
Yeah,
There's a
so
bunch of different shit, but I do think that she did kill him. The documentary goes on and like presents like 10 pieces of evidence all in a row that just point so obviously to
We
it.
have a motivation.
Okay,
It's the
like,
fucking
how?
money.
Okay, but also
Literally.
they said, I forget who they interviewed, but they said the cops did a terrible job for fingerprints and everything because they waited 2 days after the van was driven back from the airport to Carol
by
Baskin's.
her.
Okay, well, I didn't know it was by her. I don't know if
No, like she
It did say
No,
in
'cause
the.
they-
Okay,
in
she
the-
drove
No,
back.
because they found the van at the airport
with the
and
keys
then
in it.
right, and the reason that they let her drive it back is because her brother was a deputy sheriff.
That's right.
So he just let her drive it
Ah.
back.
Which I also think
And
is
they
best
interviewed
because
her brother too, and he's like, "Do you think I'm gonna let my sister get accused of a crime.
Yeah, but also
I'm like,
like,
dude,
it's so,
dude,
but
fucking
it's so
weird.
messed up because like when they interview her about her brother, she's like, "Oh, I don't even talk to him. We're not even close." Like, what? Then why is he doing this crap for you?
And then he's like, my sister would never do a crime.
Yeah. So I think that part's messed up. And also, they like wanted the meat
My
grinder
sister
tested
is
for
a gamer.
DNA. Okay, granted, she says she's innocent. They have no suspects, no facts about that. Just test the meat grinder. What is the harm in that? Just test it. If you find human DNA, bam, you got your culprit. They didn't even do that.
Check
They
the
said
septic
no.
tank, bro.
You believe her saying yes? The septic tank, yeah. She was like, "Oh, I didn't know about the septic tank. It was here 2 years before I got here." Bullshit.
Yeah, she definitely
But,
killed her
like,
fucking husband.
the
I hate
fucked up
her
thing
more
is,
than
like,
fucking Hillary
There's
Clinton.
no
She's got
trace of
such
it
a
whatsoever,
hateable
and she's
face.
the last
I hate
to
her
talk
so
to him.
much.
I
What's up,
hate
little
her.
cats and
You
kittens?
cub kittens.
Yeah, I fucking hate
What's up,
that
you
shit.
cool cats and kittens?
Fuck you. I hate
I
her.
don't like her. I don't like her new husband either because this dude.
He's a simp.
I
He's
will.
such a
I will
simp.
say
I
it.
was gonna say that
Definition
exact
of
same
fucking simp.
What was
Definition.
that? What was that wedding? Was it a wedding photo or was it like
Bro,
Halloween?
That wedding photo was so fucking.
All of their
weird.
photos together are just really cringy and weird.
Bro, it's just, and the way he, like, when they ask her a question, like when they're interviewing both of them, they'll ask her a question and then he has to butt in and answer it for her. Like, I'm sorry, dude, they asked her the question. Let her fucking answer it. Let her get caught in her own bullshit. Just stop trying to cover for her.
And
He's
another
such-
point to Brandon's
He's like, dude,
point.
Beckles.
To Brandon's point, when he said she's just in it for the money, they interviewed
Bro,
like
she
family
is.
of Don Lewis, and they all said, "Oh, she wrote us out of the will."
She
Yeah.
fucked
Like what?
his
What is-
family.
And any
Yeah,
like
fuck
The
sane,
fact that, the
any
fact that
sane
she broke-
person, God,
stole documents, remade them. Like, it's so obvious.
any like
Bro.
sane person would have been like, you know what? Your family member died. You guys can get majority of the, in the will because granted, yes, I was married to him, but you guys are his family. You mean more to him, obviously. You
You're
should get
his
more
fucking
of-
blood.
Exactly. And they got less than 10%. That's what his daughter said. Yeah, we got less than 10%. And they're like, "Are you scared of Carol Baskins?" And the one lady was like, "Yeah, we're terrified of her because she will do anything to get rid of us."
She will fuck you in
And
the
get
ass.
money.
Yeah.
And get
Dude,
money.
that's why you can't trust her. Doing stuff like that is shady.
Aw,
Any decent
Val.
person would have been like, "All right, we'll give you guys,
We'll go
90% of
half-seas
it."
or something.
Yeah, or half or whatever. Not 10% or less. That's BS.
Bro,
I'd be furious.
lengths,
I'd sue her for that.
the lengths that she went to cover up the shit, like with stealing the documents, like she like manipulated the security guard because that area, the office, because she wasn't the holder
Yeah,
of
the assistant.
like the place where these documents were held were in the assistant's office. She
And they
she
went
went
and broke
behind.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, they went behind the assistant's back and like even the assistant, they interviewed her about the incident. She's like, "Yeah, I got a notification on my phone that the alarms went off. Called Karen
Well,
or
the cop
Carol
showed up,
Bass,
too.
and the cop showed up. And then Carol's just walking out and saying, "Oh, I'm just getting the remainder of my stuff from my husband who's been missing," and stuff like that. And the other fucked up thing is that she waited, what was it, like 2 years and a day after
No,
her
5
husband
years.
was
5 years in one day. That's what it's supposed to be. It's 5 years in one day.
5 years and 1 day after her husband
Yes.
went missing, she
She
finally
declared
like
him
she,
dead.
Declared
yeah,
dead.
she declared him dead. Like,
It's like all the signs.
I'm
are
sorry.
pointing every single
Why did you wait till that
Everything.
specific day? Why not just do it like after? Like, let's say you did like a mad wide search for.
it's
5,
the
6,
2-week
7
rule,
years.
right? You
Or,
don't
like,
start
just
dating
do
somebody
2
else until
years.
2 weeks after.
bro,
2
that
months
was
with
the
Joe Exotic, bro.
bro. Like,
Bruh.
I'm sorry, but all you cool cats and kittens, your muse, the person you look up to, I'm sorry,
Is a
that person's a
murderer.
murderer.
And not only that, like, did you see the
It's other
defeat
animal people, bro.
in the
They probably all
assistants?
murdered somebody.
The assistant of Don Lewis, I think that was the
Right.
husband's name.
Yes.
She was just
Yeah.
defeated. She was like, "There's nothing I can do. My best
Her
friend
name wasn't
died.
anywhere, yeah.
Bro,
My
and
mentor,
she
my best friend died, and this fucking bitch stole everything
Bro,
from her."
She literally
And then
said that Don trusted her more than Carol Baskins.
Yeah,
She literally said, "I
Right.
trust her way more than Carol."
that is the most
He
heartbreaking
handed
thing.
her a note. Don handed his assistant a note saying that Carol was doing shit and that if I go missing,
Hand
show
police.
this to the cops. And she did, and the cops did nothing. They did nothing with that piece of paper. And then after like she gets remarried and all that stuff, Carol revamps the whole place. She gets rid of all of Dawn's people. She hires brand new people so that way she can brainwash them. Like, I'm sorry, but this is like your mastermind, like perfect presentation of like brainwashing.
When the documentary people go and try to ask her about, did you do this? She does like an evil little tee-hee. She's like, I can't believe you would even ask that. So taboo.
Or like, how could I do this if I do that?
You fucking sadistic fuck.
Animal people are sociopathically crazy.
Yeah.
I think the last one was Joe. I mean, yeah, Joe was like crazy. He was homosexual. He was gun crazy and all that stuff.
He was a brainwasher.
But like the way he like treated the animals was a lot better than how Carol or any of the other people did.
I think so too. They actually like clean the cages like periodically.
I don't want to spoil more things for Oliver, but I think a lot comes out about how Joe really treated the animals, and it's not
right.
Well, I may have spoiled something for myself. I like looked up something on it. I didn't like go crazy in depth, but like a lot of like old coworkers that work for him said he didn't even really like the animals. A lot of them said that.
Yeah,
there's even more than that.
But like, why, if he didn't really like the animals, why put on this whole show? Why do all this?
There's a way to make money, and
okay, but you've wasted years and years and give a shit about. Like, why do all that effort for money? That's not the end all be all.
No, it's literally for fame, dude. For like attention.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the shit that like he did while like getting the money and doing the cub petting and stuff like that. He had his own TV show. He got a guy. He had the internet.
I never saw that show have more than 80 viewers.
Do you guys, think he set his own studio on fire?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think that, dude. Look,
everything everyone got accused of in that is true. I believe it all.
I think that 100. Like how they made the video look, it looked like that director guy that was trying to do the docu, because that's how he walked. He walked with like that jacket, like he walked like that. It looked like him at first in the video, but I could see Joe doing it because like
it had all the documents.
It had everything that he was supposed to give to Carol anyway.
Exactly. That was the crazy thing. Because at first I did think it was somebody else. And then when they started mentioning what all was in like those documents being the things that he was going to have to
He also killed alligators though.
Well, exactly. He didn't really give a shit about the animals. And not only that, why would the producer / director guy do it? Like he has put so much effort. No, that was his gold mine, dude.
That's
he literally
true.
was like,
make millions off this. That's true.
He was going to make millions.
Genuinely upset.
Like look at the fame of this now. It's insane.
Look at like the director even said like when they at the beginning of the docuseries, he said the reason that I like said yes to doing the shit with Joe wasn't because of what he was doing and stuff like that. It was because of how crazy this man was. All the shit he was doing, like it was gonna make money.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
they
people are
everything.
doing that shit like all over America. There's all these crazy like exotic pet owners all over the place.
It's just crazy how they found the gay polygamists.
3 that were highlighted. There's so many.
So since you guys have all watched it, did you guys like it, dislike it? What'd you think?
Loved it. It was so entertaining.
Very entertaining. Like you definitely get to see the fucking crazy of the world.
I absolutely adored it. TV. I was skeptical about it because it was that version of like, it was one of those things where like people started to hype it up so much and like I didn't want to watch it because it was like this might just be something that people hype up, they can get memes out of, all that stuff. But then when you watch it, it makes sense why it's like so like watchable, like why you want to watch more.
Typically because nowadays, like if you hear a big thing about a so-and-so show or like so-and-so medium or like this really cool thing, typically nowadays it's actually fucking awesome. Like popular stuff is awesome.
I think we're all collectively coming together to see what's actually some cool shit.
I saw a meme about it. It was like a dude just chilling on his couch. He's like, first episode of Tiger King. He's like, what is this? And then he's like, 10th episode of Tiger King. He's got a shotgun. He's like Carol Baskin.
Yeah. Carol Baskin. I mean, there was TikToks and shit like that made up of like making fun of like
Carol Baskin killed her husband.
Whacked him. I was actually going to put that.
It didn't happen.
Fed him to tigers. He
They
snapped him.
Oh my God.
That's what's happening.
Snapped him. What's happening?
They also have the Joe Exotic one where it's like, I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Yes. The memes about quarantine.
Speaking of that, so one of his at one point, one of his assistants, or like she runs one of the cages for the tigers, goes in there and gets her fucking arm bitten off.
Oh yeah,
literally bitten off. Something. It's not really a spoiler.
The documentary called it her.
So a bunch of people were pissed off that the documentary called it she, but everybody else was upset, and he was like, "I'm not really pissed off about it."
Yeah,
like she's like, "I don't really give a fuck.
Like, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't really care."
Like, sorry if I get the pronouns wrong.
Like all he cares about is those fucking tigers.
Those tigers, and
he had brainwashed her so much into thinking the same thing. Like when it happened to her, they asked her like,
him
and.
Get the fucking pronoun right, you bitch.
Yeah, it's wild.
They asked him how he felt about the whole situation, and he said, "Oh, I'm just happy the tigers are okay." And that it really didn't bother me as much. I'm still here. I'm still alive.
He's like 3 days later, I was chilling in the cage with the tiger that bit my arm off.
Yeah,
hold
on. So,
like,
literally, this person gets their fucking arm bitten off by a tiger. So Joe, what he does is make sure that this person's okay for like 2 seconds. Like, give it 30 seconds.
He gets the tiger away from it.
He goes and changes into a different jacket with a fucking medical symbol on the back of it, just for that moment, comes
Ridiculous.
back, then calls the cops.
Ego,
this is the craziness,
dude. And like, if I was that person that got their arm bit off, they said like it would take 2 years of reconstructive surgery to get your arm back. I'm like, I'm fucking doing it. I want my arm back. Like,
he chose not to get his fucking arm back. That's insane.
He's like, nah, I gotta get back to the tigers.
It's a female, guys.
Literally,
Oliver.
Realistically, this person doesn't care.
That show was. I'll give it a 10 out of 10. That show kept me interested from episode 1, minute 1.
I don't usually watch docu-series, but it's been pretty interesting.
I think that one is as good as what's the other one we watched?
Make a Murder or something.
No,
Making of a Murder.
The bomb around the neck, the bank robbery.
Oh,
or something like that. What's that called?
The fucking. I'm not gonna say
Inside the
name.
Criminal Mind.
No, it's about a girl. It's about this woman that was like this crazy mastermind behind this huge robbery.
Neck bomb. And she
Brandyn,
denied it until the end.
Brandyn, what is this post you put in the chat?
Denied it to her death.
Okay, so I will pull this up.
Should we all pull it up or just you?
Yeah, everybody pull it up on your thing. Oh no!
What?
No! This media has been disabled in response to a report of a copyright claim. Damn it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. This is a tweet from Donald Trump making fun of Joe Biden.
Is it like the real Donald Trump?
Yeah, it's the real Donald Trump.
Sleepy Joe.
Oh, fuck. I can't see it.
Yeah, it says disabled.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, let's fill the airtime.
Why did they make him delete it?
One of the other shows,
they probably had Joe Biden probably was like, fuck you.
One of the other shows that I've started watching is something called The Story of God. And
religious.
Oh, wait till I describe what it's about.
No, it's not religious.
It is religious. Morgan Freeman, the man who plays God in pretty much every iteration or movie medium that he's a part of. The man that plays God himself goes around to other cultures, other countries, other religions, and each episode is about a specific topic. So like one is about apocalypses, and he goes around to different religions and asks them about how like their religion deals with like an apocalypse thing. So he goes to like Catholicism, he goes to Buddhism, he goes to like Judaism, Hinduism, all that stuff. And he does it for like specific topics like creation myths, apocalypse, rebirth, reincarnation.
What is this? What is this?
It's called The Story of God. It's on Netflix.
Is it a Netflix original?
Dude, they just dumped like
60
Netflix original movies and TV series onto Netflix. It's crazy.
Because
they're churning those mofos out.
Travis, you finish Ozark?
Not yet. I'm on like episode 8.
All right.
Bro.
This is too difficult for me to try to find, so we're going to move on. God, this tweet was so good. So he posted a video of, so it was 2 black guys and Obama, and it's like a poorly placed head of Obama sitting down in a chair.
God.
And the 2 black guys are watching, or the 3 black guys, because Obama's black, looked up at the TV and was watching Joe Biden tell his story about the kids who were at the pool touching his leg hair. And the 2 black guys look at him and are like, really, Obama? Really? And then it goes into like a stereotypical rap song of, and it just shows Trump Pence 2020 at the end. It was
I saw this last night.
It was on iFunny.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Let me see if I can pull it up on iFunny 1 second. Dude,
the fact that he actually
is wild. Dude, Trump is wild, bro. He'll say whatever. He does not give an F about what to say. I honestly think obviously he does this. He runs the country like a business. He literally is a businessman. That's all. He doesn't care about politics. He's not.
But he's also insane. It's hilarious.
I'm not saying he's sane. He's
Have you noticed that Have you noticed that in each one of the coronavirus update videos that they do, like political ones, he looks oranger and oranger in each one.
Self-tanning, bro.
And he's saying something crazier and crazier in each one. Like, please.
Yes.
I know we say some dumb shit on this podcast, but don't listen to anything he says about the coronavirus.
Please do not listen.
Dude, I would rather have the Speaker of the House talk for him sometimes.
I would rather have Joe Exotic tell me about
I would rather have Joe Biden talk about his hairy legs than have
what? I got hairy legs. I let the touch them.
It turns blonde in the sun.
There's cockroaches.
Kids like to sit on my lap.
There's cockroaches.
And play with my hair.
I'd rather have Carol Baskin tell me about the coronavirus.
All right, so we're just gonna do a different one because I can't find this video.
They had to have made him take that down.
What is this?
Like, I know
what is this?
But
should I load this?
Yes, you can load this.
Do I hit play?
Well, hold on. I'll tell you when.
All right, I hit play. I'm gonna pause it.
All right. I'm at 0.
I'm at 1. Hang on. I'm at 0.
What is this?
I'm ready when you guys are.
Yeah, tell me when.
Give me a second.
3,000. Wait, 3.3
million
views. What the fudge?
All right,
I'm ready.
Ready?
Let me just see. Let me just see how it looks. All right, it looks fine. 3, 2, 1, play.
Make or how much money you have. That's really the thing, because I'm not asking you for a large financial contribution. If it cost $20 to sub, $20 is quite a bit of money. $20 is you can get a full meal for $20. And the difference of $20 and eating a meal is in that $20. Like, that's where it is.
Sound logic.
But a sub is
what are the
$5.
sub benefits?
At maximum, in whatever your currency is, it's maybe $10. And it doesn't matter how broke you are. If you have time to watch Twitch, you have $10, truly. If you don't have $10, you probably don't have time to watch Twitch because you should be working.
That was just no correlation.
I'm clueless what's happening.
It's not a ton. It's not like a ton of money. So being like, I'm broke, I can't afford to sub, that doesn't really track. What you mean to say is, I'm so irresponsible with my money, I can't support the entertainment that I enjoy.
Oh.
What a dumb bitch.
Oh.
I hate her voice.
Oh.
I hate that smile.
I hate it all.
I'm sorry. What was she promoting?
She was just trying to get people to pay her money to sit on a chair. Is what she was doing.
Like someone was trying to sit on a chair. Commented was like Canadian 5.
She was trying to get people to subscribe to them, and in US dollars that's like $5.99, I think, around there. Do facts matter on the show?
RSGH, we always fact check. Bro.
We everything we say is 100% factual.
That first part of the video was fine. Like she seemed like she was being like very informed.
And then all of a sudden,
and then she took a dive at everybody saying that like
you're
the reason
irresponsible.
We don't responsible. Like no, I'm not irresponsible with my money.
On a chair, like fuck off.
Exactly. Like don't call me irresponsible with my money because I definitely do much better things and invest my money in so many better things than watching you sit in the chair.
If you watch Twitch, you have $10.
So it's these girls who aren't talented, aren't interesting, but they're decently pretty, right? And they're on Twitch. Their goal is to get the simps. She wants to create a culture, a cult of simps to financially support her. That's what she's doing. And
exactly,
it's a form of brainwashing, like the fucking tiger people are doing,
like Carol Baskin,
like Carol Baskin.
It literally is.
I want to put her under a fucking
dude. That whole show, not to come back to the show, is just messed up.
Any woman, any girl or woman that in future dates on Twitch or anything that tries to promote a reason as to why you should give them money, I say someone just frogs the chat with just calling her Carol Baskin.
Dude, that'd be funny. Next time,
or if a guy does it, call her Doc. What's the guy's name? Doc, whatever.
Doc Antle.
Yeah. Doc Antle. There you go. No, it's crazy. Like you can encourage your subs to be like, hey, if you have Amazon Prime account, you can use Twitch Prime, or I really appreciate you guys subscribing. But like
sitting there having this monologue about it, let your entertainment speak for itself, and then people will give you money.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody
let your entertainment be worth the money.
If you're entertaining, people will. If you're entertaining, be like, if you guys get entertainment from Twitch, you have $10. Like what? Why is that relevant?
It's a free platform. It's a free platform in itself. Exactly. We choose to donate or something like that
to a person. Yeah,
exactly.
You know what the saddest part is? That a bunch of simps probably donated to her after that.
Or they probably defended her because it probably blew up in a sense that we're talking about right now.
I mean, it's got a bunch of guys. So it looks like it did blow up.
And we just watched it that added to it.
She's insane.
Thanks, Brandon.
Pokimane, if you don't know who Pokimane is, she's a girl that's on Twitch. If $5 is an irrelevant amount of money, then she shouldn't need the $5 from your subscription. If she argues it adds up to multiple people give me $5 though, then she should realize it works the same way when it comes to spending.
Pokimane said that?
Yeah. So she directly replied.
She's a real one.
Carol Baskin.
So this girl came under fire. And rightfully so. Fuck that bitch. I honestly, it's crazy. Yeah, but also, kind of dumb. There's been this new trend on Twitter, and it's creating a lot of rage. It's something called donation shaming. And essentially, let's say you make a charitable donation, and if you have a lot of money, so for example, Jeff Bezos recently donated a substantial amount of money. I have a link to a tweet that we're going to throw on the screen here in a second. People are donation shaming people that donate money if they're rich just because they have a lot of money to charities.
Where did he donate it to?
From my understanding, in this specific situation,
100 million donation to food banks.
I'm not into donation shaming, but Jeff Bezos with 100 million donation to food banks looks ridiculous against the background of his world's richest predecessors like Gates and Buffett. 100 million to Bezos, who is worth 122 billion, according to Forbes, is equal to the average American donating $56.
Okay.
You.
I've never donated $56. Am I shitty?
$56 is, to me, is so fucking much.
I don't think people should look at it like that because yes, Jeff Bezos might be worth $122 billion. Are you donating every to local charities and banks every fucking day? Probably not.
It's such a dickhead thing to say. And you can see if you scroll down a little too that he deleted it right after because he knows he sounds like an asshole.
Like, granted, yes, like I get that if he's
sure,
worth
I didn't want to fight
122
people.
He donated $100 million. And people
I'll
are trying
probably
to, like, call him out about this. Like,
he just sneezed that away. I'm probably never gonna make 100 in my life, and he just donates that to charity.
I hate the elite more than the next guy, but just to call someone out like that for no reason, it's fucked.
You should people should be thankful that he's donating, not just keeping all of his money. Why are they like? I get it. Yes, he has tons more, but still,
at least on top of all the fucked up shit they do some like philanthropic shit to sort of make up for it.
And not only that, not all of his most of his value worth isn't liquid. People don't understand that businesses, a lot of time when you put people's values into account, it has to do with the value of the stock that they hold. Assets. You can't just sell his fucking his assets in Amazon, because then I'm pretty sure he's like 5150 with his fucking wife, or 5149. Like it makes no sense. These people don't understand that $100 million, it may be a small percentage, but it's like, dude, it's $100 million. Do you know how much that's going to help people?
Yeah, just like, be happy that money was donated. Why do you have to be such a dick to someone? Well,
and like people that are looking at it at a glance are gonna be like, well, he's worth a lot more. He should be donating more.
Donation shaming. How fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, seriously, he's doing something nice and you're gonna shame him for doing it. Maybe he won't donate next time then. Like, fuck.
I see this all the time on Twitter.
Like,
it's actually, it pisses me off. It really does. I don't like to get in Twitter scrambles because it's like there's no point. What does that accomplish? But it's like, these people are like, oh, if I had a ton of money, I would do this.
Of course you would.
Yeah, and if I had a ton of money, I'd fucking buy an island. We're talking hypotheticals here, so we might as well go crazy with it.
I guarantee people have bought islands before, so Will's already bought one. So.
And they're also saying that, like, if Amazon actually paid their taxes, then that would go a long way as well, which is a fair argument, I think. Like, it doesn't excuse the fact that you're shaming somebody for donating a shit ton of money.
Yeah, if you just focus on the one thing, which is just such an asshole comment, you can't like make up for it by bringing up something else. Even if there are other things to bring up, you just have no reason to say some shit like that. Just like let it be.
So Darren Ravel, I'm establishing now, you are officially our dickhead of the week. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. And all you other donation shamers, fuck you.
I bet you care so much that came from.
He better.
And people donate money all the time to streamers, and I guarantee you those streamers aren't donating back to charities. So
sometimes they do. A lot of people do charity streams.
But don't.
A lot of Link streamers have been doing coronavirus relief charity streams.
Yeah, but I guarantee you some don't. Some just pocket it and invest it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course. And that's people have to make money. It's their way of living, man. There's a lot of rich
people that just pocket it and invest it too.
Look, and I hate this idea of rich people bad. Dude, these people, a lot of the times, now there's luck that goes into it, but a lot of the times they put in endless hard work. Endless. Mm-hmm. It's not just black and white that all of these rich people are bad. Like sometimes they do bad things.
There's like a reason Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos got to where they are. They worked for it. So
yeah,
they created a revolutionary product. They didn't just
come into like a kingdom where they're like inherited, millions and millions of dollars.
Those donation chambers are the same people that have Amazon Prime and get their shit in 2 days.
Probably. And if you think all rich people are bad, then what about Bruce Wayne?
Batman's pretty cool.
Checkmate.
Get fucked.
What about Dan Bilzerian?
Dan Bilzerian's an interesting character.
London Tipton, is that a real name?
Dan Bilzerian just got engaged, so
what? No, there's no way he's not. He's being monogamous.
Who is that?
Swear, 100%.
He's a millionaire, essentially model fucker. He sells weed.
So he's a male model.
No, he fucks models on a consistent basis. His Twitter's really interesting. Job. I couldn't put it up on the screen, even if I wanted to. But
to NSFW.
To NSFW. A lot of boobs. crazy stuff like that. Yeah, fuck that guy. Honestly,
A lot of boobs.
Another
Later.
thing. Have you guys been looking at the protesters over the coronavirus?
How dumb,
Not
man.
really.
Oh my
Not
God,
crazy
they're
town.
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
idiots.
Jess showed me this thing on Facebook yesterday that somebody that she's friends with posted. It's like, repost this if you're not wearing a mask. Hashtag freedom. Hashtag America.
Dude, in like Maryland, public transportation, you have to wear a mask or they will not take you.
Oh
You
my
have to, you
God.
can't get
It's
on.
not
Well, look
about
at
freedom,
Michigan.
guys. It's about not dying.
Yeah.
Or
Their thought
Michigan.
process is that it's essentially the leaders are going to take over the world using this coronavirus thing, and there are some
Illuminati,
countries that
bro.
are doing that, like Hungary,
Illuminati.
to be fair.
Yeah, America's not doing that. They're not taking your
Wait.
freedom away. They just don't want you to fucking die.
Is Hungary just capitalizing on this endeavor?
Yeah, their leader, I think it's Hungary. Their leader has been taking emergency powers, and he's been a power hungry in the past.
I mean, I guess that's in a state of emergency. You'd be like, all right, everything. I'm the emperor, bitch.
But how stupid can you be to be living in America and protesting against them trying to protect you?
And it's like these people are taking their
dumb,
kids
bro.
out. It's old people, it's young people. So it's like they're spreading the problem essentially. So ironically, you dumb fucks, you're making it
Yeah,
worse.
literally. You're getting this huge gathering together. It's so fucking stupid.
I want to work,
I had a
not be
man.
on welfare. Fuck you.
I had a man come into work
Oh God!
and
you're so
he said to my face that he believes that the coronavirus, my bad, that what is going on in the world is fake. That it
What?
doesn't
They're
exist.
just trying to scare us.
What?
He walked in and he still had a mask on and everything. And he asked me, he said,
What?
how are you feeling? He said, how are you feeling about all this? And I said, I'm hoping it blows over, man. I'm trying to graduate from college. This stuff is like messing up my whole thing. He's like, I wouldn't be too worried about it. It's not real anyway. And I'm like, excuse me?
As you're wearing your mask, buddy.
I'm
What?
like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, man. It's all because we let them dang immigrants come over to our country. I'm like,
Oh
Oh,
God.
and then he, of course,
Only in Dub V.
Was
just
he
say
a
some
redneck?
racist shit.
I have no idea what I can even call this man.
I gotta say,
This man was like in his 50s.
I gotta
he
say
was-
the "Don't Tread
I don't
on
even
Me" flag looks pretty dope. I'm watching
almost
a,
got that-
a newscast. It's a
almost got
political
that
symbol
tattooed.
now, but it's like it looks pretty
I
dope.
almost got that
Snakes are cool.
almost got that tattooed on my forearm. Almost did.
Glad you
Well,
didn't.
with a
It's
tatty.
I'm just kidding.
I have
Do you guys
one.
think do you guys think tattoos are more attractive?
I'm
Yes.
fine with tattoos. I don't know if I
Yes.
get like a shit ton of them myself, but I think
Yes.
guys are good with tats. I don't think I'd look that great with
Do you think
tats.
girls look good
Yes.
with tats? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It
Oh, yeah.
depends.
That depends. I mean, it all depends on the person, guy or girl.
The
That's true.
I'm
It
It
gonna
also
sim
depends on
for
the
a second.
placement.
Some people like them.
The body of a woman is just perfect the way it is. And now, like I said, it doesn't take anything away whenever you have a tattoo. I just would prefer the natural body.
Oh yeah, Brandon's a stickler for this.
It's just so amazing.
I don't think I'm ever going to get a tattoo. But I mean, if a girl has a
No,
couple,
they're just not for me.
If
but
a girl
I-
has like 15 to 20, I'm probably like, okay, that's a lot. Like you do this way too much. You spend way too much money.
so people
I'm
say
not
it's an
shaming,
addiction,
but
man. People say it's an
That's what
addiction.
they say. They say
They
once
say
you get one, you're
and
hooked.
then
Yep.
you want to keep getting more and more and more.
They say that a lot about other stuff too. You do one certain thing, it opens up doors to other things. If you know what I mean.
Gateway drug.
Yeah.
Tattoos are a gateway drug to what?
Joe
I
Exotic
like-
to meth.
Bigger
Mhm.
tattoos, small tattoo.
I
big
like-
tattoo.
I like girls with tattoos, but only depending on like placements. Like if you're getting like
Tramp
ones
stamp.
on your, if you're getting tramp stamps, if you're getting ones on your neck, if you're getting
Oh yeah, there are
Like-
certain no places for tattoos. For
Right.
anybody.
If you get
Don't
one
get
like
face
face, that's a
tattoos,
no.
don't
Yeah,
get neck
no.
tattoos.
You better become a
Face tattoo
famous
is terrible.
rapper if you get a
Don't
face
get like
tattoo.
finger and hand tattoos. Don't.
Yeah, no go.
there are people, there are girls that like they're hot as shit, but like they have tattoos and it just makes them more ugly. But then there are girls who they're all right, but then they get a tattoo and they get it in that right place, like on their rib or like their thigh or like something like behind like on their shoulder blade or something like that. Maybe. Like those are fine. Like those
are all tattoo places that turn you on.
Actually, kind of, yeah.
Blade.
He's kind of rocking a chub right now.
Like, I'm revealing my tattoo favorite places for females. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Females.
Ribs
on the show right now.
Ribs and thigh are like a big one for me. I will say that because, like, I don't know, it's one of those things because, like, it is because one, it doesn't just like you could wear like shorts or something like that, and you get that little peek of it on like the thigh, and like you're curious how big is it? How a little bit, or you get like the one like the girls that wear like the really short shirts and like the crop top shirts, and it shows a little bit of that rib cage one. That question gets posed again, like how big is the tattoo?
What's this?
All that stuff. Ooh, show me your boob. But
show me the tip.
But I mean, like, yeah, like it's one of those things. Like, yeah, I'm attracted to girls that don't have tattoos, but I'm also attracted to people that do have tattoos.
Yeah, you seem to have a lot of feelings about girls with tattoos.
I do.
I think you have a tattoo fetish.
I do. I might.
There's nothing that has like consistently stuck with me for my whole life that I just need a tattoo over it. Eventually, I'm gonna hate it in 5 years. It's gonna look gross in 5 years. I'm personally, for me, it's just not.
Depending on how well you take care of your skin, bro.
Yeah. Depending on the placement too, depends on how much how it looks in like 5 years or not. If you get one on like your chest, then yeah, in 5 years it's gonna look a hell of a lot different. Either you're gonna get fatter or you're gonna get leaner, and that shit's either gonna sag or get taut.
I really hope I don't get leaner.
That'd be scary for you.
That dolphin could turn into a fish or turn into a fucking beluga whale, depending on how you treat your body. Like that rose could turn into a dead rose.
I'm putting my gamer tag on my arm.
Or a fucking twig.
Will, you're in the
tag on my arm. Put Carol Baskin on my arm.
Carol Baskin.
Killed her husband.
Whacked him.
All right, boys. I think what a great transition.
Whoa.
Great transition. Equals 3.
So do we have any questions this today, Brandon?
We did not. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted to ask us some things, feel free to do so. Ask us anything. Oliver, how big's your dick? Brandon,
what's the meaning of life?
What is the meaning of life?
Solicitate how enlarged.
Yes, you would.
Large.
Yes, you would.
Body.
Next show, I want circumference.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not a man.
Are you thicker than a Snicker?
No.
Tell me more about how a shadow government runs the entire world.
Illuminati does run the government, bro. Illuminati's real.
Oh my god.
Travis knows, bro. He believes in conspiracies.
I don't think the Illuminati is real.
I do too.
I know about it all, man. I'm woke.
Part of it.
Maybe we'll do maybe we'll do a conspiracy episode. Another podcast that I watch does
you're speaking my language.
Does conspiracies, and so we would have to create a presentation though about why this is valid.
Okay,
I will come to you with we all
pick a different one.
Not the next episode. After I graduate, I'm so down. Once my summer vacation starts.
Yeah.
Then we'll do this.
Summer, we're doing this.
But
everyone has to pick a different one.
I say by the time I think we should have a graduation episode where, since we won't have a physical graduation, all the ones graduating get to wear their cap and gowns on the podcast.
I didn't order that shit.
I don't think I ever got mine.
I'll wear my old cap. I'll wear my cap for you guys.
I'll just wear a hat.
I'll wear my bathrobe.
You guys can have like some like blue and gold stuff in the background, and every time you guys say something about graduation, I'll drink.
Fantastic.
Love it.
You'll just drink on your own. Anyway, so ask us anything. Literally whatever you want to. If you have a topic in mind, throw that in our email, drspinshootimpress@gmail.com. Don't be afraid. Do it right now. I'm talking to
Also,
you.
tell your friends about this shit.
Tell your
spread the
fucking
word.
dog.
Spread the word.
Tell your grandma. Grandma, I love you. You're looking really cute today, by the way. Did you do something new with your hair?
All right.
You're looking good.
I like that new quote you're making.
Spread the word, guys. The bird is the word. Spread it.
Spread the word. Yeah, make
Have
sure
you
you
heard?
leave a like and a comment on how we did on this show.
If you want to subscribe, that'd be cool too.
It's only a
Sub.
small donation of
Subscribe.
$5.99.
Yeah, you don't even
Yeah.
have to donate to us. Holy
You're
shit.
a piece of fucking shit if you don't. I would
If you don't
understand if it
subscribe,
was
honestly-
$20. That's like a big meal.
That's
It
yeah,
takes
that's a
2
lot.
seconds to subscribe. Like, if you can watch YouTube, you can subscribe.
If if it took 5 minutes, that's a long time. Okay, I would understand, but it takes 5 seconds.
If you've made it this far in the video, I mean, why aren't you subscribed?
Or if you've
you've been
watched
here
this
for
all the
15
way
episodes, why
from
the fuck haven't
episode,
you
or
subscribed?
if you've watched this from episode 1 to
Yeah.
episode 15,
Here's your homework.
You
I
like
want to
the
see
content?
proof. You bitch. You fucking bitch. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
If
show us
you
all
wanna
the subscribe to check mark if you've subscribed, or else we're fucking pissing you.
comment, subscribe.
Comment first on this.
I want you to
Exclamation
throw
point,
the link
subscribe.
to this episode in your friend group chat.
Throw it in your sorority chat. Like, right
Try
now.
it in the
get them
group
to
me.
subscribe to us.
Yeah, put in the group me. Or your Tumblr, whatever works for you.
Oh my
Tumblr got
god.
taken down.
I mean, fuck it.
Is Tumblr a
Just go
thing
on
still?
Omegle. Just go on Omegle and just drop this link in everybody that you go on Omegle with.
Man, this
We
show's
should say,
pretty
hey,
cool,
do
but
that,
these guys are
honestly.
fucking sub whores. They spent 10 minutes at the end of the episode talking about how you should
And
subscribe.
then they spent the rest of the episode talking about Tiger King.
Oh my god, that's true.
Thank you guys so much for watching the end of this hat episode. It's a special episode. We all wore hats. You got to give us
We're
credit.
trying to.
Gotta give us
We're
some
gonna try to do
stats for
more
that, right?
special episodes.
Do something crazy one time.
Shout out to all of the fans. Shout out to everybody that listens on Spotify.
You're
My
rag.
name's Brandon.
I'm Oliver.
I'm Travis.
And I'm Will.
You guys just listened to Real Sensitive Guy Hours, episode 15.
Love
Love
you
you
all.
all.
Peace out.
Peace.